Was it water? But it looked like purple stuff in her glass. I'm confused.
Maybe they got it out right away.
Maybe they did.
Maybe it was enough time.
Maybe they got some club soda.
And then Miles and Zoe come back, and Zoe's at a different table, and she's crying. And Miles like, so we broke up because Zoe sucks. And then he's like, Zoe has the crazy idea that I'm into you. And Tristan's like, oh, yo, okay, crazy idea. Tristan's face and my face were the same in that moment.
Yeah. And then we're, of course, at the bridge with all the locks on it, and Leo and Allie are putting a lock on that bridge. I can't remember what it's called, but I know it's not there anymore because they, like, the city was like, you can't fucking do this anymore.
Yeah.
But I think people found a different bridge in Paris, and they're just doing it there now. I don't remember.
Nah.
But then we're back. Oh, and then
they're doing the lock on the bridge,
and
then her phone goes off, and she looks at it, and he's like, "Who is that?" And she's like, "It doesn't matter." And he's like, "If it doesn't matter, then I'm going to take it." Do not take someone's phone out of their hand.
Stupid.
As soon as that happened, I was like, red flag, red flag, red flag. And he like freaks out when he says it's from Dallas.
He's like, "You have another boyfriend?" And she's like, no, I don't. And then he gets really aggro and scary and like holds onto her arms and like won't let go, and it's scary. And then he like runs away. She's like, stop it. And then he like storms off, and it's very scary.
Just red flag alert.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, so I guess he's not going to transfer to Toronto, but we never really hear. I'm like, is this going to come back?
No, I think it's going to come back because at the end of the episode, he was texting her.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It was a thing. I wrote it down.
Okay, well, we'll get to that.
We'll get there.
And then the next scene, we're like finally leaving Paris, and Allie is like actually injured, and Jenna's like, wait, what? Why are you hurt? What happened? And Allie's like, we got into a fight. Leo got mad. It was totally my fault. And Jenna's like, are you hearing yourself? This is stupid. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You guys, except for when she sings, I'm loving Jenna.
I love Jenna so much.
We've made a real U-turn on
We
Jenna.
really have. Well, Jenna's made a real U-turn as a person.
Honestly, having that baby is the best thing that ever happened to her.
Yeah. And then, but Allie is like, but she's still like, I can't wait to get out of Paris immediately.
Also, this is when we find out that they successfully return the dress, and Tristan's like, sleep with one eye open, because Zoe's like, dagger eyes at Maya.
So wait, then what does he text her? Because I totally missed that part.
Oh, no, it's not the end of this episode. It's the end of the next episode.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I was not paying attention.
It's okay. There was a lot of other stuff going on.
But she's like, I'm ready to leave. And I'm like, at least she knows that it's bad and that they're broken up and isn't trying to get back together with him, because that would be psychotic.
Yeah. And then we're back with Drew and Dallas in the hospital room, and they're decorating it with cards, and one of Colton's cards is like really gory, and Dallas is like, that kid needs therapy.
Yeah.
And Drew's like, actually, Adam would love this. Let's put it next to his bed. And then his parents come in, and everyone's crying, and they do that thing in Buffy where there's no sound.
Yeah. And the parents just look so sad, and then it's like, oh, we know what happened. They don't say anything, but it's like, Adam definitely did not survive the surgery. Oh, sorry. And I'm just like, poor Drew and his cards, and he had everything set up, and it's so sad. And Dallas just kind of like backs out of the room and is like, I don't know what to do. Gonna let the family have their time, but also, holy crap.
Yeah, also, I'm feeling for Dallas, like, I'm obviously feeling so much for Drew and his family, but I'm feeling for Dallas in this moment because he's had 2 significant losses, because he was very close with Adam.
Yeah.
And for someone so young, he's had 2 significant losses, like, back to back.
I know. Oh, poor Dallas. Poor everybody.
Poor everybody.
God. But then, episode 8 starts, and we're immediately at the funeral, and...
Oh, Becky.
It's so sad. And
everyone's so sad.
And then Bianca's like, this is bullshit. And then, or I think Becky's like, he's closer to Jesus now,
she says, I guess Jesus wanted him close. And Bianca, who is eternally my fave, says, what a stupid thing to say. Yeah. And walks away. And I was like, praise Bianca.
And then Becky's like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. And like immediately feels bad.
Well, that's the thing is like, you know, if you say those things to comfort yourself, fine, great, whatever gets you through. Like, everyone deals with things and grieves in different ways.
Right.
But, like, you probably shouldn't say that kind of thing to someone else who's grieving, because it's like, they don't want to hear stuff. Even if it's a positive thing, like, just be like, I'm here for you. Like, that's the most you can do. Or, like, I'm also sad.
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm sure that Becky is usually used to being around people who like think the same things as she does.
That's
and it's
true.
probably just like a gut instinct for her to be like, well, he's close. Maybe Jesus just wanted him closer. Because it's like, that's like where her mind automatically goes. And
That's
usually
true.
when she's talking about like faith and stuff, she's usually probably surrounded by like-minded people. And
That's a really fair point.
And as soon as she says that, she realizes, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I should go over and apologize. Like, immediately wants to, like, make things right because she doesn't want to make anything worse for anybody.
Yeah.
And then she goes over to Bianca and Drew and is like, hi, I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't have said that. I'm just like looking for any answer, and that was where I went. And then Drew was like, it's your fault that Adam died. He was texting you when he crashed into the car. And I'm like, this is unfair, but I get why you're mad because you're just looking for somebody to blame. And I just feel so bad for Becky this entire episode.
Me too. And Dallas is like, come on, I'll take you to the reception. And Becky's like, I don't think I'm wanted. Which is fair.
Which is sad.
Poor Becky.
And then Jenna and Allie and Connor are like walking together and they see Becky, and Jenna is just like the best fucking friend ever, forever and always. And I love her so much. And she goes over to Becky and is like, hey, what's going on? Are you going to the memorial? And Becky's like, I don't think I'm wanted there. And she's like, all right, well, we can go do something together. I can't remember if this is when like the bonfire was proposed.
Yeah. Becky's like, do you guys know how to make a bonfire?
Yeah. And they're going to, like, do something else.
And much like people doing something else, Claire and Eli are going to make a memorial video.
Yeah, well, yeah, we go to the hospital, and poor Claire, like, has to stay there, and she couldn't go. And she's, like, trying to write something on, like, face range, and Eli comes in, and she says, how do you say goodbye to someone who changed your life? Which was very sad.
Yeah, because he was such a big part of their lives.
And then Eli kind of gives her the rundown on the funeral and how it didn't feel like Adam. It was gloomy, and that's not him. And then this is when they're like, we should make a memorial video that, like, captures who Adam was as a person.
It's very on brand.
Yeah.
And then we're at the memorial, and Bianca brings Drew some food. He's in the basement.
Okay, this is... Maybe we're kind of in a serious zone, and I'm going to take it out of there a little bit. But she's like, I brought you your favorite egg salad. Whose favorite is egg salad ever?
Unclear.
Nobody's favorite sandwich is ever egg salad.
No.
That is disgusting.
No, although I think I really liked egg salad when I was a kid.
I don't think I've ever...
I liked it when I was a kid.
Eggs and mayonnaise.
I can't imagine it now, but I liked it when I was a kid. But also, I feel like Drew has the taste buds of a child.
True.
And Dallas is there, and then Imogen and Dave come down, and they do not know what to do.
And I wrote, oh my god, I legit forgot about Dave.
Same. Dave is the worst at this.
Apparently it's his last episode too, so
he is the fucking worst at this.
Yeah.
But they couldn't not have him in it, because he and Adam had the show together. Yeah,
he and Adam
friends.
were so close. Yeah.
And at least Imogen can admit, she's like, I'm not good at this. I'm really sorry. I'm doing my best. And Dave is like, anything interesting happened to anyone this summer? And I was like, Dave, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. And Drew just, like, cannot deal. He's like, I just want to go be by myself. But then we're back in the hospital, and Claire and Eli are watching, like, old footage of Adam, and it's really sad. But then Claire's doctor comes in and is like, guess what? Your CT scan came back, or is it her mom? I think it's her mom
comes in, yeah.
And it's like, your CT scan came back clean. You're in remission. I was like, fuck, that was fast.
It was an immediate turnaround.
It was like it was like the summer.
Yeah.
I was like, is that realistic? I don't know. I am not a doctor, but it felt very fast.
It did feel very fast.
But then, yeah, because school hasn't even started yet. She, like, found out at, like, graduation time, and then school still hasn't started. This was, like, only a couple of months.
This is a very fast turnaround.
It was very fast.
But Eli, who's a sweetheart, is like, because Claire is very conflicted, and he's like, it's okay to be happy.
Yeah. But then Bianca goes and finds Drew, and she's like, I'm here if you need me. I just want to help. And Drew thinks that he's the person to blame for Adam. He's like, I saw him. I should have done something. It's just all like regret. and bargaining, and it's really sad.
It's so hard to be trying to comfort someone who's going through like an insurmountable amount of grief.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he lashes out at Bianca and is like, she's like, come to the bonfire. It could be good for you. And he's like, is it going to bring my brother back? Which is so sad. But like, he's lashing out at her when she's just trying to help. And I get it. I've been there. It's really hard to be the person comforting someone who's dealing with especially if you know kind of what they're going through. Like, it's impossible because they're going to lash out at you because you're the closest one and you're the one they're most comfortable with. And it's just what you're going to have to fucking deal with. And it's the hardest, like, other than being the person going through it, it's so hard because you're just like, I understand that you're going through a thing, so I just gotta kind of sit back and take it and hope you like get your shit together for a minute and realize that you're being horrible
and just like be there, just continuously just be like, I'm here, even if you want to be shitty to me, I'm here.
I'm just gonna be an emotional punching bag, like,
yeah, up to a certain extent,
and then you kind of gotta lay down the law. But yeah, it's really hard. I feel so bad for everyone in this episode, and I feel for Bianca because I like, out of everyone like in this, I related to her role the most. So it was just like, it was so hard for me to like watch her, even for like a little bit, just be this like emotional punching bag for Drew. It's like, oh man, sorry, Bianca.
Yeah.
Feel you, girl.
But then we're at the park and there's so many streamers up. Everyone, like Becky. It looks
beautiful.
It looks really good.
Becky can throw a bonfire, man. I want Becky to throw my next birthday party. I want Becky to throw my eventual potential wedding. If I ever lose my mind and get married, I need to call upon Becky Baker to plan my super cheap but nice wedding. It's going to be tweet as hell.
But there's like streamers everywhere. It's Becky, Jenna, Allie, and Connor, right? Like setting up the bonfire, and Becky,
it's a weird group. I love it.
Becky decides to leave an empty chair out for Adam,
which
honestly I think makes sense. I'm like, I thought that was nice.
Yeah, she was like, "Is that weird? Is that stupid?" And they were like, "No, but it's creepy." I'm like, "No, it's not." I thought
it made a lot of sense. I'm like, it's a memorial.
I thought it was really sweet, but Becky's like definitely spiraling.
Yeah, and she's like, "No one's gonna show up." Like, everyone hates me. She's just feeling all of the hate from everybody that is really undeserved, and she's just feeling really insecure about the whole thing because it's like she's in like a really shitty situation.
Yeah. And then we're back with Claire, and Claire's like pushing back on going to the bonfire, and she's making all these excuses about how her immunity is still low, et cetera, et cetera. And Eli, who sees right through all of this, is like, okay, what's the real problem? And this makes me so sad. Claire was like, Adam got me through this summer.
Yeah.
Like, Adam was the bulk of what got me through this summer. How do I face everyone when I lived and he died?
Yeah.
And that's like just fucking
twist the knife.
Seriously, just my heart just dropped to the floor. I was like, oh, God.
And then Eli is like, Adam wouldn't have wanted us to be sad or angry or guilty. We should go to this bonfire and celebrate his life. No one's gonna like be mad at you for being alive right now.
People need good news.
Yeah. And then we're at the bonfire and Becky's like, no one's gonna show up. And then lots of people start to show up, and it's very nice because everybody loves Adam.
It was so sweet. And before they realize that everyone comes, Becky is like fully spiraling, trying to take down the banner, and she's like, I wanted this to be worthy of Adam, which I thought was really sweet. Until the very end, I really did like them together.
I did too.
Until Adam started being weird. Was
stupid.
He was being weird this season, man.
Ugh.
I hate that Degrassi did this to me.
I know. Did this to him.
Did this to him. Did this to us.
But then Claire and Eli show up, and everyone's like, yay, you're here. And Eli's like, don't touch her. She's still weak. I am the hug proxy.
Which
and
I thought was very sweet.
Hugs Allie, and she's like, this is weird.
Yeah, but Allie and Dallas are talking. Bianca and Becky make up and hug.
But then, meanwhile...
Poor Drew.
Oh, and she's like, I'm in remission. And they're like, yay, we needed good news. But then Drew was, like, roaming the streets and is like... He pulls up his phone and pulls up Face Range and goes to
Also, now that we went to Toronto, I recognize
Toronto. I know. I was like, ooh, it looks like Toronto.
Yeah.
They filmed that on the real streets of toe.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
Me too.
Now that we've been there,
Now
I'm
that
like,
we've been there.
oh, I recognize this.
I'm like, it looks like a street we want to walk down. And then